You'll be shocked to find out that the emotional roller coaster that has been our time in Turkey continues. Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 23 of Bottom to the Top. Hi, I'm Mr. Cellophane. How are you? We are still in Turkey. We are still at Kasımpaşa. And because the board asked us to drop Ben Ouannes from the squad, and because we actually did that, because remember, our job has been in jeopardy for last couple of months, the board is very happy that we did what they asked us to do, and as a result of the improvements we've made as manager, they have canceled any plans to relieve us of our role at the club. Going forward, they hope that we won't give them a reason to regret their decision. That's the good news. The bad news is our team dynamics are still in the toilet and getting worse. The big part of that? Ben Ouannes. He is unhappy and he's been airing the dirty laundry in public. He wanted a new contract right in the middle of the time, where we weren't actively playing him because the board didn't want us to. And then a group of his teammates came to talk to us and said, we really think you should offer him a new contract. So we agreed to do so. And then he asked for 25,000 euros a week, which would have made him by more than double the highest paid player on the team, the same guy that the board didn't want us to play. So we walked away from those negotiations after he would not take the 7,000 euros a week that we offered him, which was actually a little bit of a pay cut. But at least we tried. He immediately became unhappy. 9 of his teammates are supporting him. And Mamadou Fall, who we started 3 matches in a row, 4 matches out of 6, felt that wasn't enough. So we failed to fulfill the promise of playing him more. So he's unhappy, and 9 members of the team now support him, which means that... Oh. Let's see, this is a nice pleasant surprise. This number was 13. Players that opposed us was 13. It's now back down to 7. So maybe it's going to be okay? Possibly. Other issues we are having at the moment, we did sign a new player. We had actually agreed to a contract with them long before the transfer window opened up. Mateus Henrique, a 23-year-old Brazilian who we can't play because he's already played for 2 teams this calendar year. He was with America and then Inter de Limeira. So now that he's with Kasımpaşa, that's team number 3. He is ineligible for this season. Yusuf Insi is unhappy because he has been suspended for 2 of the last matches that he has played. He actually got a red card and then he served a suspension. He came back, got 2 yellow cards, and was sent off. Serving a suspension, we fined him a week. He thought that was harsh. And with about 10 days left in the transfer window, we would really love to make some moves. We don't have any wage budget. We do have some money in the transfer budget, and there is a transfer clause we could sell for 3.5 million euros to bring new players in, which is still definitely a possibility. However, we are very close to our foreigner limit. We have not scouted many Turkish players, apparently. The board has given us 55% of our transfer revenue, which is an increase from the 40% we had gotten before. They have also agreed to increase our youth coaching budget, which is another massive plus, but they did deny our request to improve our youth recruitment, which, as we saw previously when we got our intake preview, is pretty abysmal. So we'll need to move some players out. There aren't a lot of teams that want our guys. The biggest one that has any interest is Mamadou Fall. The interest, though, being shown is from Lamel SK, and Lamel SK has a negative transfer budget. And he's not worth all that much anyway because he's 34 years old in the final year of his contract. So that will force us to muddle through. The very good news is We are now 8 points clear of the relegation zone, sitting in 10th place. So we are mid-table, which is where we wanted to be through 21 matches. We have 25 points. Still a negative goal differential, a -6. We used to have, if you remember, the second worst goal differential in the entire league. That is definitely not the case anymore. We have won 7 matches of the 21 we've played, only lost 10. So that means we've drawn 4 naturally. So that's also a massive improvement. And as you know from our last episode, our form has massively improved. We were able to string together 3 consecutive victories. You saw the 2-0 win over Kasımpaşa. You saw the 1-0 victory over Fenerbahçe. 2 clean sheets in a row. We were able to come back and beat Pendikspor. I was a little worried about that. They were sitting 17th on the table, and you know how we play against relegation sides. But then we dropped a 2-1 decision to Besiktas. Of course, it did not help that we were down a man for the final 15-20 minutes or so after Yusuf was sent off. There was a very close offside call on their second goal, which I am fairly certain was missed. But we can't cry over spilt milk. So we've got Samsunspor and Konyaspor coming up. Samsunspor still near the top of the table, sitting in 4th place in a European position. Konyaspor, though, on the other end. They are a massive candidate for relegation right now, currently sitting at the bottom of the table. Oh, come on, please make it stop. Several players feel I should give Mamadou Fall some games in the first team. I have been. I just didn't give him the last one. I wanted to give somebody else a shot that had a good match coming off the bench the game before. Sue me. And silly me, I tried to reason with them before just agreeing to do what they wanted, and you can see the effect. Omeru, abysmal. Siddiqui, Vink, who is also suspended for picking up a yellow card in the last match. Damjoni, Moritz Nicholas, Lamine Dayak, Yusuf, who's also suspended, Iron Gomis, and Erdem, who is off and injured. So well, regardless of that, we still have a match to play, and changes are going to be made to try to minimize the impact. Nicholas is going to get the starting goal, a back 3 of Damjoni, who was the defensive player of the week, Ugrishkan, and Omeru. Ben Ouannes is back in as our left wing back. Cabrera is coming in on the right-hand side to replace Vink, who is suspended. Laidler is going to come in and take the place of Diak, who is one of the teammates who is not very happy with us. Siddiqui, though, is going to stay in as our vice captain. Ali is going to be our shadow striker, with Samed Hopash getting his second appearance of the season for us, for the 17-year-old in our attacking midfield. And Mamadou Fall is back in as our striker. He did score in his last 3 matches. He's got 4 goals on the season in those games. So hopefully he can add to that tally and we can put all of this behind us. Of course, that all may be easier said than done as we head on the road to take on the teams currently sitting in 4th place in Samsunspor, who beat us the last time out. So we are hoping to get a little bit of revenge. It's 57 degrees, 15,717 on hand. And so far, the match momentum is going all Samsunspor's way. 3 shots to 2 in the first 20 minutes, as Holsa with a free kick sending it forward. That's going to go in. Adem shoved, and a penalty is going to be called. Let's see if maybe it's going to be overturned on VAR review, but rarely the pushes like that are. So chance for Samsunspor to go up 1-0 from the penalty spot. Erkan throws it right past Nicholas, who couldn't do anything about it. 12th goal of the year. It's 1-0 Samsunspor. I guess that's just the way the cookie's going to crumble this afternoon. Moving ahead to the 38th minute, a throw-in for Samsunspor as they look to move it forward once again. Nicham ahead for Dinata. Erkan with it. has some space as we drop off a little bit. I wish we were pressing just a bit more, thrown forward. Emery in. His shot goes well wide. I'll take the goal kick in that situation. Umar Khan sending it forward, but Adem starting it back up for Samsunspor. Cabrera steps in front of that pass. Samed losing control. Holsa dropping it for Bola. Pushing it up the left wing. He's got a lot of space into the middle. Dimata shooting from range. Luckily, that misses everything. I mean, if Samsunspor could just hit the target, we would be in a much worse situation than we are right now. As we head to halftime, 12 shots to 3 in favor of Samsunspor, but only 4 of those have hit the target, including the penalty, which has led them to an XG of 1.52, which is so much better than ours. We are very lucky to be in the position where we are just down 1-0 after 45. We have managed to fire up the team, though, during our halftime team talk. Let's see if it has the kind of effect that we really want. Unfortunately, only 55 Kasımpaşa fans made the trip to Samsunspor for this afternoon's contest. And the first highlight of the second half is going to go the way of the opposition as Satka sends the free kick to the far sideline. Bola moving it forward, gets past his man, flips it into the center. Erkan gets his head on it, and he's got his brace. It's 2-0, Samsunspor, and everything is going their way right now. We're in the same position we've been in so many of these episodes where our team just appears to be listless. I mean, we had 2 defenders in the area, Damjoni and Ben Ouannes. Neither of them could get their head on the ball. We have not managed a shot on goal yet through the first 15 minutes of this second half, and the hits just keep on coming as Dreas Zadiki is going to need to be taken off due to an injury. So we really have, well, you know what? We do have a choice. Well, it's between Diak and Gomis. Gomis is apprehensive. Diak is disenchanted. I guess Gomis is our best choice here. We're also going to bring off Samed and bring on Kampalat Shelik, another 17-year-old who is destined for the position. In fact, our assistant manager has tried to get us to put him in the game for quite a while now. We've obviously played Yusuf ahead of him. That has turned out to be, at least in the short term, a mistake. Long throw in. Gomes is going to clear it away, but Holsa gathers. Tries to flip it on from about 24 yards out. He is going to miss everything, however. Still all Samsunspor so far, as Holsa with a corner kick. Ersan, the header, looking for the hat trick, but he cannot find the target. Seems to be a common theme for Samsunspor. Unfortunately, we've only managed the 1 shot on goal this entire second half. We're going to need to demand more from our team and take a look at making some changes with just a couple of minutes left in this match. Ali Demirel not really doing much of anything. We'll bring in Mustafa Demersi, another youngster who I was thinking about maybe bringing in to spell Mamadou Fall, but that's not in the cards. Atkas is going to come in for Ben Ouannes as well. 2 additional changes. We've actually made 4 in the match just in case. We are going to leave 1 in reserve if anything happens in the final 10 minutes. In fact, we've managed quite a few shots on goal in the last couple of minutes as we continue our flurry, but we are going to ultimately fall short as the 4 minutes of added time are going to wind down. Not without a highlight, though. Omeru up to Cabrera, who has his pocket picked rather easily. Van Drongelen to Somali in the middle. Nicham sending it ahead. Holsa moves his way past a couple of Kasımpaşa players. Nanu now bringing it up from the back line. Doing a really good job with the ball, to be perfectly honest. Sending it in the middle. Damata with a short angle shot, scoring his 10th of the year. Can you tell how excited I am by the performance on the pitch right now? 3-0 is your score. They are going to check to see if he was onside, and they will say that he was. Not doing a good job with the ball. Sloppy in our passing. Leaving way too much space on the defense. Things that we have not been doing in the run that we have been on. And I think the moral of the story, what we are learning here, is we just need to lie to our team and do whatever they want, because right now it seems like the players are in control. Now the players are back on the offer Ben Ouannes a new contract bandwagon. Keep trying to sell him. Still nobody wants him. And it's Harris and Omeru. Now Omeru I hold in the highest regard. Harris, I thought you were going to retire. So the leadership group asks, but his demands are unrealistic. We're going to tell them so. And of course, they're disappointed. So we have to make an offer. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to keep making him offers until he walks away. Let's see if that works. Guess we have to untransfer list him first. You send in your goons to do your dirty work and then you won't even talk to me. So we've taken him off the transfer list. We moved forward a day. Let's offer him his new contract now. Okay. He will talk to us. I have a feeling we're going to need to make him a star player. We are going to try for important. He wants to be a star player. Fine. We'll agree to that. He wants 55,000 euros a week. Our wage budget is 83,000, and it's only that high because of the guys we were already paying. Who is this clown? It's a shock nobody wants him. What's the max we can offer him? 9,500 with a loyalty bonus, about a quarter of what he's looking for. Agent fee about a fifth of what he's looking for. We can't even offer that much for landmark assists. Sure, why not? Let's adjust the terms. Oh, we came down to 50. What a generous man. Still, no. 9.5, 275, 44.5, 95. Up. He asked us to make an acceptable offer, and we failed to do so. Who does this guy think he is? Oh, and that's not even the best part. He's sick now. So we have to send him home for 2 weeks. He's happy to be promised a new contract, but he's not happy because we didn't fulfill that. We can't win on or off the pitch. Well, I guess all that pot stirring was just a going away present, because Harris is going to retire in a week. Week too late, if you ask me. Well, like everything else, it is what it is. Massive changes, though, need to be made. We have more players out on suspension, as Siddiqui is out. Ugraskan is out. Ben Ouannes, as we mentioned, was injured. Harris, obviously not available. So here is the team that we are going to face off with against Konyaspor. It's Nicholas in goal, Damjoni, Sadiq back in the lineup for the first time in a couple of months, and Omeru as our back three. Khan is going to be starting at our left wing back. Claudio Vink is back in on the right side. Gomes and Diak as our defensive midfield. The attack will be Ali and Yusuf coming back from suspension. And Mamadou Fall is going to be leading the line. Can we get some goals, please? We were on a very nice run before dropping our last two. Can we get back to our winning ways? We're currently sitting in 14th place, still 7 points ahead of the drop zone. No matter what happens with this match, we will not fall into the relegation zone, but we do not need that kind of grief from our board and our fans ever again. So everything that we can do to remain as a mid-table side and just get through this season before our players start to respect us, because we've been around for long enough and we are finally able to shed whatever dead wood we've got. Ben Ouannes, we did just offer out via transfer room before the match. He came to talk to us because he wasn't happy that we didn't give him a contract. I don't know what he expected us to say other than what you were asking for was just absolutely ridiculous. He became argumentative. He didn't like it. We left the talks there. Regardless, to say he is extraordinarily unhappy, and for some reason we just cannot score goals against the worst teams in this league. 45 minutes in the books, nothing happened. 0-0 your score, 4-4 the shots on goal. We did not even have the edge in possession, so I don't even know what to say anymore. They did like our team talk, though, where we said we need to put more shots on goal, so hopefully they listen. I mean, it's gusty, it's wet, the conditions are not really Perfect for a football match, 51 degrees here in Istanbul. Only 3,092 in attendance. About a quarter of those are away fans. Well, maybe a fifth. Closer to a fifth are away fans. But either way, nothing happening in this match at all. So let's see if we can shake things up a little bit. Cabrera's going to come in. We are running with a slightly shorter bench than we typically have with all the suspensions, injuries, and a U19 match that just happened, which is severely hampering our ability to just have enough guys out there. Actus is going to come in for Khan, so we're going to replace both of our wing backs. Yusuf is going to come off as well for Suleiman, and those will be the three changes that we are looking to make. Let's make some impact in the remaining time, please. I mean, I'll take the point. A point is better than the alternative, but not scoring a goal against the team at the bottom of the table, that just hits different. Ali, though, gaining control in the midfield. Fall, throwing it forward. He's got Suleiman in behind the defense. Suleiman inside the far post for his second goal of the year. And with just a couple of minutes left in the opening 90, Kasımpaşa takes the 1-0 lead. A weak pass. Ali tracking back, giving it to Fall, who throws it forward. Suleiman timing his run absolutely perfectly. Lawal couldn't do anything about the shot across the goal mouth. Suleiman as a super sub coming through with the goal. The 5 minutes added on at the end are going to expire, and just like that, things are okay with the world again. Yes, it was only 1-0. Yes, we only got 6 shots off against the worst team in the league. Yes, we needed to do it in the 89th minute, but yes, 3 points for Kasımpaşa, and hopefully the efforts we are trying to put in the final days of the transfer window will come to fruition, and we will have a team that can keep charging up the table to ensure our safety for another season. Thank you very much for joining me for yet another episode of Bottom to the Top. Be sure to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when the next episode is set to air. Thank you again, everyone, for your support so far. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.